Okay, hi guys. Welcome to the simple tutorial on how to verify whether two statements are logically equivalent. Again, when we say logically equivalent statements, we have to show or we have to verify that the truth value or the truth value of a statement is equal to the truth value of another statement so that we can conclude that they are again logically equivalent. So how do we uh, perform verification? So for verification, we can make use of the different laws I have presented in your first module. So for example, we can make use of double negation, idempotent law, commutative law, associative law, and so on until exportation. So if you remember in your pre-calculus or basic calculus when you were in senior high school, logically equivalent statements are also the counterpart of trigonometric identities. So, ang gagawin lang natin dyan, magmamanipulate tayo ng any side of the equivalence para maipakita natin na they are equal. Kumbaga sa equation. Ayan. So, for example, mamili ka lang dyan kung anong side yung gusto mong i-transform, i-manipulate. So, for example, we make use of the right side in this statement. So, for example, P implies R or Q implies R. So, ano mo yung mga pwede natin gamitin for the rules of replacement? So, for example, for implication, pwede natin gamitin ang switcheroo law, contrapositive, or exportation. So, for example, um, gamitin natin is switcheroo law. So, wala po tayong, just like in transforming trigonometric identities in your calculus, wala po tayong definite step dito. As long as we arrive at a statement which is equal to another side of the equivalent. So, for example, P implies Q is equal to or equivalent to not P or Q. So, pwedeng ito yung P and this is Q. And P implies Q is equivalent to not P or Q. So, ito yung Q natin, that is R. So, that is, P implies Q is equivalent to not P or R. So, yun yun. Next, syempre parenthesis, we have OR. We have Q implies R. Again, this is P and this is Q, which is equivalent to not P or, sorry. So, instead of not P, that should be Q. Ayan. That is not Q or R. Next, after natin maipakita using switcheroo law, pwede nating mamili or pwede tayong mamili ulit ng law na pwede nating gamitin. So for example, by associative laws, just like for properties of equation, pag associative law, we are speaking of the grouping. So grouping ng mga parentheses natin. So for example, mag-regroup tayo ng expressions natin dyan, or we have our statement. So, for example, yung not P, pwede nating i-regroup yung R, mapupunta siya doon with that of the parenthesis of not Q or R. So, for example, we have or, we have R, or, we have not Q or R. So, that is by associative law. Again, for the first equivalence, that is by using the switcheroo law. Next, so for example, after natin ma-perform yung associative law, we can make use of, ano ba yun? Ano bang target natin dito? Ang target natin dito is mapagsama yung R and R. So, kung gusto natin mapagsama yung R and R, we can make use of the commutative. So, pag sinabi natin commutative, that speaks of the order. So, for example, ang P or R is also, or P or Q is also equivalent to Q or P. So for example, i-apply natin yan, yung commutative law, that's equivalent to, ay huwag kakalimutan yung parenthesis. Next, we have not or negate P, or we have R, or pagbalik rin natin yung not Q or negate Q or R. So that is by commutative, so that is R, and or not Q. That is by commutative law. Next, after natin i-apply yung commutative law, pwede na natin i-apply yung first, that is idempotent law. So, that is by idempotent law, P or P is also equivalent to P. Ibig sabihin, yung part na R or R, pwede nating i-replace yan by, yan, copy lang natin yung mga hindi natin na-replace, or ang R or R is also equivalent to R. Ayan. R or not, sorry, namali ako ng pinaglagyan ng parenthesis. R or not Q. Ayan. That is by idempotent law. Again, yung R or R is also equivalent to R. Next, after natin yan, pwede nating pagsamahin yung mga statements natin, that is negate P or R or not Q by, again, tanggalin natin yung mga parentheses, that is by or pagpalitin natin, ang goal natin dyan is mapagsama yung not P or not Q. So, for example, that is by order. Order is on commutative. So, yung P or Q is again equal to or equivalent to Q or P. Ibig sabihin, copy lang natin yung not P or negate P, or we have negate Q or R. Yan yun. That is by commutative law. After which, we can regroup. That is by regrouping, we are making use of the associative law. So that is by associative law, that is equal to not P or negate P or negate Q or R, that is by associative law. After which, meron tayong dalawang negation, that is not P or not Q. So, pwede nating tignan dito ano pa kayo mga pwede nating ma-apply. Ayan. So, by De Morgan's law, not P or not Q is also equivalent to not P or NQ. So, that is equal to, ito yung not P or not Q. So, that is equal to not P and Q. Notice here that from conjunction, okay, sorry, by this from disjunction naging conjunction, and then we have conjunction or disjunction R. Again, negate P and Q or R. That is by, ano bang ginamit natin dito? De Morgan's law. Ayan. Next, yan, tignan ulit natin dito kung ano yung mga pwede natin gamitin for conjunction. So, yung conjunction natin dyan, ano pa kayo mga pwede natin gamitin? Or, yeah, disjunction pala, sorry. For disjunction, pwede natin gamitin ang switcheroo. So, that is, P implies Q is logically equivalent to not P or Q. Ibig sabihin, ito yung magiging not P natin. Let me change the color. Ito yung not P or ito yung Q. Ibig sabihin, from not P or Q, magiging logically equivalent daw siya ng P implies Q. Ibig sabihin, inenegate natin yung negation ng P. Ibig sabihin, ang negation ng P or P and Q is equal to, balik tayo sa blue, we have P and Q. Ayan, negation ng negation, that is P and Q, that is our P, implies yung R natin dyan, which is the counterpart of Q. So we have P and Q implies R. So yun yung nakuha natin, which is logically equivalent with our given statement on the right side, left side. That is by using, anong ginamit natin dito? Switcheroo law. That is switcheroo law. Thus, we have shown that P and Q implies R is logically equivalent with P implies R or Q implies R. So that is by using the different laws. Now, if you're not sure whether your proof is correct, ayan, sabi nga nung una, logically equivalent statements are statements having the same truth values. So, for example, i-verify natin yan by truth table. Ito. Yeah. Ano ba yung mga given letters natin? So, we have P, Q, and R. Ibig sabihin, we must have 8 rows. Okay, that is, we start with P, we have Q, and then we have R. So for the following truth tables, we have P, pwedeng true, true, we have true, true, and then false, we have false, false, and then we have false. And then Q is true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. Then we have R, we have true, false, we have true, false, we have true, false, we have true, and false. Next, for our first statement, i-prove muna natin tong nasa taas. Okay, that is P and Q. So we have, ilagay na natin, we have P and Q. Next, dagdagan natin ng P and Q, which implies R. Next, hanggang dyan po yung left side. Next, for our right side, we have P implies R. Next, we have Q implies R. And then we have the combined statements of P implies R, or we have Q implies R. So, yung pinaka-last statement natin. So, ang gagawin natin, para may pakita natin na they are logically equivalent, the truth value of this statement, yung pinaka-last natin dyan, must be equivalent or equal to the truth value of this column. Okay, next, we proceed with P and Q. Again, pag P and Q, babalikan natin yung mga rules natin. Okay, again, pag P and Q, ayan, pag P and Q, we have true lang kapag both are true. So, we have P and Q. So, we have true, yan. And then we have true, we have false, false. Again, ito po yung tinitignan natin. Next, we have false, we have false, false, false. Next, implication. Kapag implication naman, dapat, ayan, balikan natin, or we have conditional, false lang kapag yung premise is true and the conclusion is false. So, ang titignan natin is, ito yung magiging premise natin that is on the fourth column and our conclusion which is R. So, dapat false lang kapag true yan and then false ito. So, we have true, true, ibig sabihin that is true. True, false, that is false. Next, false, true, that is true. False, false, we have false, sorry. Okay, we have false, false, that is true. Next, false, true, that is true. We have true, true, and true. That is all except the second column or second row is true. Okay, next, P implies R. So we have from P implies R. Again, true dapat, true lahat except for true and false. Okay, so that is titignan natin yung first and third columns. We have P implies R. So we have true, we have false, we have true, we have false, we have true, 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 and true. Next, for Q implies R, again, true and then false. Doon lang nagkakaroon ng false. So we have true, true is true. Next, true, false is false. Next, false, true is true. Next, false, false is true. Next, true, true is true. Next, true, false is... Okay, we have false. Sorry. Q implies R. Q implies R. Sabi natin, nakita natin. Yan, tama. Next, we have true, false, true is true. And then false, false is, of course, true. Next, we have the disjunction, which is, pag disjunction naman, false lang kapag both are false. So, ang disjunction natin is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 8 statement. Again, so P implies Q or P implies R and Q implies R. Again, false lang kapag both are false. So we have true, true is true. Next, false, false is false. True, true is true. True, false, true is true. True, true is true. True, false is true. True, true is true. And then we have true. Again, ang kino-compare nating truth values are etong statement na yan, that is P or P and Q implies R, and then we have P implies R or Q implies R. And we have shown these are our truth values. Ayan. And these are our truth values. Ibig sabihin, they are logically equivalent by verifying using the truth table. So that is how we can verify whether two statements are logically equivalent. So that is, in your activity, you don't have to show the truth value. You can just make use of the different laws presented in the first module. And if it is not, or if it is not possible that you can transform one statement to be the same with that of the other, you can make use of the truth table. I hope that this helped.